Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the JDL League Season number 6 with Truesight TV. I'm SP Revolution 5 solo casting this evening. And we have SX.R Gaming Red up against INTZ Esports. Should be pretty interesting. Oh. Let me give due to the stream here, sorry.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Okay, sorry about that. And now I will log off of Steam so that I'm not even remotely accused of whatever or anything, so. Anyways, we do have INTZ Esports with a brand spanking new lineup. They have had Suits and Ned removed from the team. They've brought on Fuzzy and Never Grow Up. I mean SX.R, not INTZ.
Radiant team back.
But you know what I mean now. INTZ Esports, of course, with their standard lineup. Dudu and Fuzzy actually on opposite teams. Something I'm quite surprised of, and
10 seconds
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm favoring INTZ here.
seconds remaining.
They seem to be more stable right now. SX.R looks a little weak. Definitely Monday night looked really weak, but could definitely turn it around. Of course, always bet at your own risk, kids. SX.R will ban out the Broodmother and the IO. A very interesting first ban, or second ban on the Brood, but Queen of Pain, Gyro a little more standard here. Visage actually being left in the pool and ignored right now, as INTZ pick up the Undying with their first pick. It'll be Lion and Clockwork, though, for SX.R. A little interesting to see picked right into a Clockwork, or an Undying, but nonetheless. And we will have Chin picked up by INTZ. I'm really liking Undying this patch. He's, well, I like him, but I totally hate him at the same time. He's ridiculously strong. Even after the nerfs, I feel like he's one of the better heroes in the meta. He's very good as a support, very good as a core as well. Just really strong in general, so should be very interesting to watch. But we will see. Anyways, back to the draft here. Dragon Knight getting the ban out, a hero that SX.R favored Monday night, I know, and should be pretty interesting. A hero they were picking quite a bit in the past, but may not pan out tonight, seeing as it has been banned out. We'll see INTZ with their next ban out, as they actually do get rid of the Bounty Hunter, a hero who is deceptively strong right now. I feel like he's not garnering the amount of respect he probably deserves at the moment, simply because Shuriken is ridiculously strong at the moment. I'm saying ridiculously strong a lot. Sorry about that. But the 320 magic damage it does, possibly more. I'm not 100% sure about that right now. A very reliable nuke, very long range, and bounces between targets. So it's basically AoE once you get track going on. Gives you even more benefit to track heroes that you may not even be able to kill, just to get that extra bit of damage off. But SX.R are going to go with the Invoker, probably for Fuzzy, who I'm assuming is going to be playing mid for them. Suits was playing it Monday night. I'm just going to go ahead and say we were not too impressed with Suits' play on the mid lane. We simply weren't. But anyways, hopefully Fuzzy will impress tonight. I know he plays a mean Invoker. A downright mean one. Could be called rude or even crude.
Reserve
Invoker from Suits. So,
Witch Doctor.
excuse me. Let's wake up a bit. As Witch Doctor will be picked up for INTZ Esports. Now this does two things. Number one, it goes ahead and says Undying is a core in this lineup. He's probably going to be run in the off lane or maybe a solo safe lane unless they want to run something funky like Core Witch Doctor, which I won't put it past them, but it's going to be weird if they do. And it also basically is going to say, Invoker, you need to go Quaswex for two reasons. Number one, Forge Spirit build won't work here because Witch Doctor will stun the Forge Spirits for forever with the cask. It's 5 seconds on creeps, and it bounces to heroes as well. It just would not be a fun...
10 seconds remaining.
a fun time in general. Anyways, Leshrac picked up for SX.R, and a lot of magic damage coming out. Now, Ints need to look for some sort of BKB carry. If you were here last night for the ASDEF Indonesia up against the Business Gaming game, Leshrac was, well, he was the space goat that you know.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah, you gotta fear the Lesh here at the moment. But next pick coming up for Ints here, I would like to see a BKB carry, but again, not 100% sure that we will. Just in general. Anyways, next pick coming up. Can we get the hard carry next for Ints? They've already got a lot of magic damage and physical damage, to put it bluntly. They will pick up the Lina, and this is something good for against Leshrac. This is something that can burst him down. He generally wants to build pretty greedy, and until he gets his Bloodstone up and maybe a BKB afterwards, he's gonna be not too tanky. A Laguna Blade to the face can really fix that, so I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably Lina mid.
5 seconds remaining.
And now ban out actually Viper, a very aggressive hero, a very good hero to fit in with this lineup, especially with the Undying and team fights. Hero that wants to clash early. Gyrocopter is banned out. What's your other big BKB tanky carry here? I mean, we've seen so much Gyro recently, it's kind of hard to think of anything else. Lifestealer would be interesting, but not all that good here, in my opinion. Chaos Knight would be nice, but I don't think they'll pick it. PA wouldn't be awful, except for the Clockwork is definitely going to build a Blade Mail. So they will ban out the Bristleback. I don't think they're thinking of picking a Riki here, but... Sorry, that one Riki game last night has my radar for picks a little off at the moment. We do have Dota 2 Best YOLO odds favoring INTZ Esports at 52%, Swag at 48%, or SX.R, whichever you want to call them. About 20 seconds here for SX.R to pick up their final hero in the lineup. What's it gonna be, boys? Zoyo running down the clock here. And it'll be an anti-mage. So on top of all this magic damage, they're gonna pick up a very greedy physical damage dealer. Which, this makes sense as to why they banned out the Viper. It's a risky pick, but it can definitely pay off. And this is something that INTZ probably wants to go somewhat aggressive against. Unless it is a support Lesh, and it'll be a Windrunner for INTZ here. I do not agree with this 100%, but we will see how it plays out. Windrunner, not your stereotypical, I'm going to grab a BKB kind of hero, but definitely going to do well. Also, Never Grow Up is Coto Carlo, formerly of some Brazilian team. I can't place him right now, but a very prominent player, at least.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Anyways, we are going to be getting underway right now. Of course, some SP Evolution 5 not joined by Rupture. I need to... There we go. Quick edit. So we'll be ready to go. I love SX.R's decorations here, but of course, INTZ showing off their wide array of sponsors as well. Very nice, very nice. And of course, a big shout out to all of them. All of you, excuse me, coming out. As well. If you're enjoying the broadcast so far, say hello in the chat. Appreciate it a lot. Whoa, we actually had a ton of views the other day on the YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out the YouTube channel, you can do !YouTube into the chat. If one of our mods will do that right now, that'd be great. And yeah, we appreciate your support there as well. That's currently our only way of making money, other than the donation link, which is below, which we're currently using to pay our graphics artist, since, you know, we hadn't been able to because we broke. Anyways, we are waiting on the return of Dorototons, which apparently means gay in Portuguese. I've been told. Fun facts of the day. Yeah. So, we are waiting for them to reconnect. Sorry for the lull in the casting there. Hope you guys are still enjoying the broadcast nonetheless. Excuse me. We are still just awaiting the beginning of the game. Looks like we're ready to go. Maybe? Can I get a G from the teams? Maybe. Let's see. I'm gonna remove the international hood for the time being. Looks like we are ready to go indeed. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams. On the side of SX.R Red, Coda Carlo, or Never Grow Up, is one of their newer members on the Anti-Mage, headed off to the top lane with 8 tangos and a stout shield. Ready to go. Fuzzy will be on the Invoker in the mid lane, starting off with some tangos and a null tally. VSW will be playing the support line, pulling some tangos off. And support Leshrac, actually, going to be played by Alamau. For Simxora, Zoyo will be on the Clockwork. And that'll be your lineup for your Dire side. On the Radiant side, we've got Torototones on the Windrunner. And hold on. Zoyo trying to track him down. Does have cogs and will at least hit him there, but it's not going to do too much. Sune will be on your mid Lina, it looks like. We have Sixth, also known, of course, as ACC. Another one of Fuzzy's former teammates on the Chin. Up top, we're going to have Cobb on the Witch Doctor. And we'll have Dudu, offlaner extraordinaire, on the Undying. Zombie Man up in the top lane. Gonna be looking to harass out Anti-Mage pretty early on. Anti-Mage is looking for a rune, same with Fuzzy here. Cobb fakes the cask, not gonna go for it. Fuzzy will pick it up. We'll get Lina picking it up on the bot lane. So both runes going over to your mid laners. And of course, guys, I'm SP Revolution 5. Thank you guys so much for watching this evening. It means a ton. Means a ton. Going ahead and skilling up Decay. Now, I do think this is the quote-unquote correct skill build on Undying. I don't think level 1 Tombstone is worth it right now. Level 2 is when you want to use it. So going first point in Decay, using that, I wouldn't even level Tombstone until you've got 2 points to put in it right now. Just hold on to that skill point until then, just so you don't accidentally panic drop it and give the enemy some free gold, because that really is all you're doing. Now, Anti-Mage hasn't put a skill point up just yet, and did pick himself up a Quelling Blade as well. Looks like ACC's just going to throw out a heart. Oh, because he's harassing Fuzzy in the mid lane. And again, him and Fuzzy have had some past. It's a good past, from what I know, but, And the reason I remember that Dudu and Fuzzy played together so much is that Dudu's mom and Fuzzy's girlfriend would hang out in my chat for long periods of time. And it was so nice to hear from them. If they're here tonight, well, hello to you two lovely ladies. Although, Smoke Gank coming in on the mid lane. There's a split earth and the no skill point up on the Lion. Soon, though, is going to back up. And yeah, you see the ping coming out from Dudu. He knows something's up here. Something is not right. Lion will secure the top rune. They are going to leave the bounty rune down bot. And it looks like Lion is looking for a movement in here. Just waiting. Just right here waiting. But here comes the creep from ACC. Satyr Tormentor's got one more shockwave he can throw out. Does quite a bit of damage. It'll start getting harassed up by Lesh's. Well, it starts to bother him, but Sune gonna get hexed up in the mid lane. Fuzzy hit with a Light Strike Array. They will catch her with the Earth Spike, as well as the Cold Snap coming out. Tornado to come through. Almost enough. The Earth Splitter does miss, but Fuzzy picking up first blood there. And this creep wants to be like another creep, a regular old creep, but it's not going to be able to. As actually, ACC here is going to grab himself a Wildkin. Has himself, well, what's going to be 2 nice stacks here. Well, I thought. He actually gets neither of them. And there has been a fresh ward placed down by the Dire so that he cannot. But he will still attempt to get that tornado going. We'll get a good chunk of XP off of this, indeed. Meanwhile, Windrunner picking up some phase boots. Haven't talked too much about the Windrunner down here. Has a pretty easy lane. as far as Windrunner lanes go. Against the Clockwork, I mean, it's a melee matchup. You've got Windrunner to get away from him if he starts to chase you down with cogs. So until he's level 6, you've got it pretty easy. But Clockwork also getting quite a bit out of this lane. He's got 17 last hits already, sitting at level 4. Dudu only sitting level 3, so not getting nearly as much up top here. And having his mana burnt by Anti-Mage means this is no easy lane, but he does have 3 stacks of Decay. And he does have that level 2 Tombstone I was talking about, so if supports come into this lane, he can drop it and look to go for somebody. And don't forget, he is splitting experience with the Witch Doctor, who I believe is level 2 here, almost level 3. And a creep or 2 more. Yep. Whereas Shadira's supports are actually both sitting level 3, even though they rotated into the mid lane. Getting that kill paid off and helped them out a lot, so. I really like the fake pick there with the Leshrac, saying, okay, it's a core Leshrac, and then changing things up, going for the Anti-Mage there at the end. And there is the casket coming out. Just to poke and prod, bother a little bit here. Anti-Mage actually is going to blink forward. There's the Tombstone getting dropped right now. It is going to get focused down very quickly, and without a point in the Soul Rip, he has no way of healing it, and Cobb in a lot of trouble trying to heal up. Can he throw the cask in time? He's not going to try to, as Leshrac gets hit with the Laguna Blade coming in from the Lina, who just got in here. Dudu trying to go on VSW, but getting body blocked. There we go. Sune with a double kill. Make it a triple? Maybe 2 seconds on the blink. One more hit would do the job. They will actually find him with the Decay from Undying. Very nicely done there from INTZ. Really starting off the game on the right foot.
Middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Getting themselves 2 kills for Sune, who was the first blood, keep in mind, but also getting Undying some much needed experience. He sits at level 5 now, whereas your Clockwork should be about... Okay, now he's level 6, but keep in mind, once again, Undying is splitting this XP with a support. Clockwork is not. Windrunner, though, sitting level 7. And on 900 gold as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, excuse me while I grab a swig of my drink here. Alright. The only downside I really see here for INTZ is that all of their cores, all of their heroes, except for Undying and maybe Lina or Windrunner in the late game, are very squishy. And that's the kind of heroes Anti-Mage loves to be again. These squishy caster types that throw out magic damage and he's like, oh, I have Spell Shield. They throw out physical damage and he goes, oh, I have high armor. And just burns all their mana and rips them apart with a ult. That's the standard Anti-Mage lookout here. We're going to see a cask coming out from Cab there. Never Grow Up and VSW getting stunned up briefly. Anti-Mage not doing too hot on the farm, actually. Only 43 last hits up against the 59 of the Windrunner, who is indeed going for 4 staff. Your standard pickup up against the Clockwork, especially when he's going to be able to set up for the Leshrac and, well, all the combo potential of the Leshrac as well. Speaking of the Leshrac and the Invoker, big combo actually taking down 2, maybe 3 Chin Creeps. That nerf from Monday really showing itself in action as the Hellbear Smasher His cold stare coming to you from beyond the grave. We roll up 6. He actually picks up a buckler here. Interestingly enough, as opposed to generally where you're... I believe you see a... oh, what's it called? Ring of Basilius. Picked up instead. But it will fulfill the same purpose. It'll give those creeps some armor. And that'll be very important indeed. Anti-Mage potentially still working on this Battle Fury. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up a Claymore next, so he can finish the rest of it at the side shop. And Alamo. Moving down to the bot lane to save some XP. Windrunner just spamming Power Shot out here. Managing her mana very well, something I'm not very good at, honestly. But 500 from that Force Staff, making very good time and very good farm indeed. It's going to land a Shackle Shot, but has to be careful. The Clockwork here can't just throw out that ult willy-nilly. Now could be able to, but with Clockwork's cogs in the way, you won't get much damage out of it anyway, so you might be wasting your mana. Meanwhile, speaking of mana, Dudu getting some of his burned. It is only a level 1 mana burn right now, as a Tornado EMP comes out. There is a Tombstone dropped. Unfortunately, though, it'll be taken down very quickly. Even with Chin's Hand of God coming out, the level 3 Tombstone will end up dying. And a bit of a failed engagement there from INTZ, and a very important kill for the Anti-Mage up top. As he's sitting on 1,900 gold right now, 1-1-1. We'll make that 2k. And he will pick up that Claymore to build into Battle Fury. So it is going to be a Battle Fury rushed with brown boots, not with treads. If you can get it fast enough, I'd say this is the way to go. But of course, if you have any trouble at all in lane, you don't want to sit on those brown boots too long. I'd say if he dies once more, we probably see him pick up the treads before he does much more. He's trying to hide the item from the enemy team, but I think they know he's farming relatively well here. Excuse me. And we do have to do picking up a Basilius and Arcane Boots. I don't think he's going to go for Guardian Greaves here, simply because there is a Chin on the team, keep in mind. There's actually, in mid lane, Sune getting jumped, does land a Light Striker way off on Zoyo. Tornado coming out now as Torotones. He's going to throw the Power Shot, not going to connect there. Does have a Wind Run and will chase Zoyo down. One more right click will not do the job. He needs one more. He actually needs even more, as the movement there from the Clockwork with the bottle is going to heal him up. Clockwork actually able to secure the kill after a nice escape from Windrunner with the Force Staff. And that'll be another kill going the way of SX.R. Another 2 kills, actually, in this mid lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well played indeed by them. And actually up top, Lion will take down Witch Doctor Dudu, picking up a medallion, of all things. Probably going to be built into a Solar Crest. Something very nice to be able to take the Anti-Mage down with. However, Anti-Mage continuing to farm up here, sitting only 900 gold from a Battle Fury. And though his farm isn't perfect, it's doing pretty good here. We are going to see some rotations coming in from INTZ right now. Lushrik is going to grab that, pass the bottle back to Invoker, who is going for a Crosswex build, as he's kind of forced to against Witch Doctor. Does have that value point in Exort, though. And Zoyo might get caught out here. Oh, couldn't get the shackle off in time. And that's too bad. And it actually is quite the group of heroes gathered up here. I believe everyone but Cobb has been spotted out now. And they're just going to look to make a siege on the bot tower, but 3 heroes already here to defend. Anti-Mage content to be left alone up top and just continue farming as he's only 300 away from that now. But the Tornado EMP comes out, only really drains the mana of those creeps, which is unfortunate. Actually, nice hook shot in on the creep, but Doyo, he'll get shackled to the tree. Dudu with a beautiful placement on the tombstone. They will actually be taking no damage, and they actually have the freedom to push this tower right now. As Chin Creeps are back up, they got a little bit of mana on them, I believe. Yep, mana boots were thrown out as well as the Chin ult to keep them alive. And they won't lose any. They'll take down the Clockwork and they'll start taking down this tower as well. Another hackle shot coming out as Invoker gets hit. Witch Doctor ult on the back lines will force Alamaldus to back off of this tower. They haven't even spent the Windrunner ult on this yet, which means Windrunner could very likely just jump up to the next tower here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Anti-Mage has his Battle Fury up right here at the 14-minute mark. Lion going to throw out a D-Ward just to prevent them from pushing in here. Windrunner, though, sitting pretty. 800 gold on the hero, as well as the Force Staff, the Phase Boots, and other items. But Anti-Mage beginning to out-farm her. And this is what's going to happen. I mean, he's got a stack up here already. Does he have another? Doesn't look like it, but still, just that one stack getting him a good 300 gold. He'll start chopping some trees down. And moving on in here. Invoker throws out a Tornado mid. Doesn't catch anybody. We'll hit Sune with the Deafening Blast, but well, they're going to start sieging the mid tower, and this is where INTZ lineup really has the upper hand. A nice Tornado EMP. Tornado actually catching 3 there. Will only burn the mana of the Witch Doctor. Windrunner coming in. Will actually pop the ult on Fuzzy. Does he have a Shackle Shot? It does not appear to be the case, as he already used it. They still want to take this tower, though, and they really need to. A TP coming in from the Clockwork on the back lines. Could look to make something happen. We'll throw out a rocket there, but there's the lightning coming through. Actually, it's going to be a TP away from Dudu, despite the fact he already dropped the Tombstone, just to stop Anti-Mage from pushing that top tower. And this is a big commitment here. This is the problem. Either you have to outpush the towers of the Anti-Mage so his jungle is no longer safe to farm, or you have to deal with them. You can't do both at the same time, or it's not going to go too well. As Tototone is going to get back to base thanks to Chin. The test of faith, and it was well rewarded. A nice Light Strike Array and Dragon Slave, but unfortunately, Lina will fall to the Shrek in the end. Alamau doing work on this support hero right now. Meanwhile, Dudu continuing to farm up. Anti-Mage finding himself an Illusion Rune and actually distracting the team with it as well. We'll get a little bit of strength stolen, but there's not much else Dudu can do. Dudu. As it is 5-7 right now, with net worth barely sitting in favor of SX.R. 500 gold advantage for them. It's a very tight game at the moment. 3K for them as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Meanwhile, Liam with the Blink Dagger picked up. Going to get a bit of mana drained off here. He actually does have the finger to work with, but he's going to be caught in a Light Strike Array and could just get taken down by the Laguna Blade if he steps any closer. Wait, he does have Blink Dagger already. Wow. Okay, I don't know why I was making light of this, because this is quite a quick Blink Dagger for a support line. 17 minutes in. Goodness. Let's take a look at net worth right now as Anti-Mage is sitting at the top, but followed quickly by your Radiant Heroes. Zoyo, though, looking for a hook shot. Can he find it in here? Lina hiding behind the tower, hoping to juke him out a bit. He's going to throw off the rocket. Now, can he connect? Doesn't look like he's too confident in his aim right now, so he's going to back off. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, they're going to do take number 2 on the mid tower here with just 2 Chin Creeps, actually. Don't see any others elsewhere on the map. But ACC confident in his small battalion of Creeperinos here. Nice Tornado EMP combo, though. Windrunner going to be able to force staff out of it, as she will most of the time. It's an excellent defense against that. Meanwhile, Undying will take down Lion, and Witch Doctor fighting Leshrac. Pretty big pickoffs on the bot lane. Sorry for missing that team fight, guys. Let's shoot it to somebody for the instant replay. Oh, wait. We don't have that kind of production value. And Never Grow Up will actually disjoint the hits there. Sorry about clicking on the shot. And leaving that suspense there, but he actually will live on 70 HP. Gonna grab a haste rune and run around here. Almost had him there, Windrunner, but not quite enough. Would be interested to see, and yep, that is what's gonna happen. She will be picking up the Orchid here, which at first thought is like, hey, we silence Anti-Mage, we stop him from doing anything. We win the game. He can't blink away. Well, yes and no. Here's the problem. He's gonna build Manta. 9 times out of 10. Actually, he's going Vlad's first, so you might have a small window to pick him off a couple critical times. But you gotta remember how fast this hero farms, and the fact that he is building the Manta means he can purge off that silence. So it really won't do too much. Undying now picking up Solar Crest. And this is kind of the other option for Undying if you're not getting the mech, which, of course, Chin has already picked up. And I'm sure he'll be building those into Guardian Greaves very quickly. Windrunner are going to get that extra bit of armor and evasion, but have to juke the EMP here as Tornado, or Tower, excuse me, is going down. Ow. Sorry, guys. I've pricked my finger somehow. Not recently, it's just happened. And it's quite annoying. And I'm trying to figure out why it's happening. But, whatever. The keys on my keyboard aren't sharp or anything, so that's not it. Whatever. Anti-Mage picking up the Vlads right now. Will be blinking around the jungle, as the Anti-Mage does. Now he's got a lot more sustain. Doesn't have to worry about ever going back to base, pretty much. Barely has to worry about tread toggling, although I still advise tread toggling if you're blinking around. Let's just see here. Does Koto Collar? Yep, he does. Toggles to int for the blink, toggles right back afterwards. Very efficient farm for him. Now Windrunner finding a double damage and sitting about 300 gold from a Orchid if he disassembles the Bassi, which I would expect him to do. These are intelligent players we're talking about. And Lesh with the Yule's pickup, which will be very nice for him to set up the stomp, as well as, if Lena does this to him, counter-initiate. Nice Hex there from Lion, but unfortunately the Nat will come through. 6th in a bit of trouble. And will get jumped on, man avoided and fingered there to be taken down by the Lion. Very well played as well. And burning the mana of these Chin creeps is quite a big deal, seeing as they do not really regenerate that mana very easily. Never Grow Up going to jump on in here. Actually, Sune in a lot of trouble. Does have a Laguna Blade. And throws down the stun. He's going to take down the Lion at least, so at least makes a trade. But not really the trade you want to make there. 2 smaller Mud Golems going to join the party. But that one can't even throw a piece of his body out before, well, he gets thrown out with the rest of the creeps. And chased down by the Anti-Mage, who is now split pushing like a man to do. Gonna get a little bit of a mischance out on him. Maybe make him fear for his life a second. 8 to 9. But Anti-Mage is farming, is keeping SX.R in this. And the Windrunner having to go kind of utility instead of DPS. This is not what I was hoping to see out of INTZ. I was personally hoping Windrunner would build a little more damage oriented. Now she will get a decent amount of damage from the Oblivion Staves that are built into that Orchid, which she's only about 100 gold away from. Nice shackle out on Zoyo, but she can't stay here because of Alamau, and Zoyo's hookshot is up in another 5 seconds, and she has to know it too, if she's been keeping count of each individual second, which I kind of doubt she has been, but okay. Meanwhile, VSW actually getting shackled up, taken down by the Lina in the mid lane here. We'll see as Witch Doctor gonna farm out the jungle a little bit. Chin gonna rebuild the flock here. Level 9. A little under the brother, and he's actually gonna pick up a 4-staff for himself, as well as Clockwork picking that up. Undying grabbing up not that much. Well, he is sending it off to the secret shop. I'm assuming this is gonna be a plate mail. Yeah. Yep. Into a Shiva's Guard to give him that AoE slow down to help out in the team fights. Now, gonna slow it down a little bit for the undead in the crowd tonight.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Anti-Mage now picking up the Yasha up top. And we're still waiting for one of those big team fight clashes we're sure to see soon. 24 minutes in, Lina getting an illusion rune. Gonna move some of them down bot to kind of counter push on Alamau as Anti-Mage does take down the top tower, and they don't make too much progress on the mid. Now, Anti-Mage has only been pushing the top lane, but is keeping his team ahead of the enemy, and that's very important right now. He'll pick up the Yasha, and already only 800 gold to go on that Manta style, as Windrunner is going to be picking up the Orchid as soon as possible, anyway. Is it going to be enough? It's actually a 4-staff coming up for Lina as well. Very unorthodox, trying to keep the teammates away from the Anti-Mage and possibly catch up to him as well. How many 4-staffs do we have? Like 5? 1, 2... Chin's building one. Yep. 3, 4. So 4 4-staffs. Wow. That's a lot. Meanwhile, Carlo going after Erosion. The Radiant seems to have no inkling that he's doing it. They aren't even pushing up about the map to really get an advantage here. And Undying, well, attempting to farm a bit with Decay. Keep in mind, Decay doesn't do any farming AoE damage. So, Shiva's is going to be the way to go, in my opinion. Leshrac appears to be going straight for Axe, possibly. Being a support, he doesn't really need the Bloodstone to sustain, because if he dies, well, it's only a support. But the Axe will give him a good chunk of damage output very early on. Can help him out a lot. Anti-Mage now, Aegis in hand, is going to have enough for that Manta style if he wants it. Could just be a casual Yasha straight into Basher or something, but once he sees the Orchid up on Windrunner, he'll probably think twice about that and get the Vlads in the end. Or the Manta, excuse me. Getting my items mixed up. Meanwhile, Lion gonna pick up some wards. Looks like he's actually got a Shadow Amulet gonna build into a Glimmer Cape here. So not only will he have no mobility, but he'll be able to escape from some of these fights as well and have a little bit more magic resistance. And with Lina not going into a straight Scepter build, although that looks to be what she's getting next, that could be a bit of a problem. Dudu getting his mana burnt. We'll be okay now. And now Chin with his 4-staff as well. And it looks to be an Axe for Alamau, as I predicted. So, well, Anti-Mage taking over the enemy jungle. And he's going to have his Manta style right about now. So he won't be vulnerable to silence unless he pops the Manta too early, which I don't think will be the case. Windrunner throwing out a power shot. She'll spot him out coming into the bot lane here. And this is where you got to call the team. TP is up on the Witch Doctor. No TP on the Undying, but he's here. And the rest of the team does have it. Nice tornado out there. But Torotone's gonna get away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
AM though hits like a truck at the moment. And if this tower had mana, it would be getting burnt. Nice placement of the tombstone, but unfortunately, if they're not fighting under it, this is again a pretty wasted cooldown. And a beautiful dodge of the shackle shot there is Lina, or Windrunner, gonna get hexed up here. Can't 4-staff away in time, or can she? As she gets away from the EMP there. But of course, Carlo, he's still got that Aegis to work with, and 2,100 in the bank. Only 900 to go on the Basha. If he wants it. Of course, can go for whatever at this point. And I would say that evasion wouldn't be too bad on the Anti-Mage. Of course, with Windrunner needing to get an Axe before she gets something like an MKB. Could be really useful. Fuzzy working on an Axe for himself, and Or maybe even Octarine. Octarine is incredibly, incredibly good on Invoker. Zoyo now coming in with part of his Ags up. It's an Ags game here for both sides. As we can take a look at Network C. SX.R once again in the lead. Cobb in a little bit of trouble. We'll throw off the Maledicts and actually make it away thanks to Chin's heal. Does have Maledicts off on Clockwork. If they can do more damage, and they definitely will be able to, they can drop the Tombstone, but the Tombstone may have been a little early here. VSW spotted out. They know he was there, and they won't be able to stun him in time. Can they catch Invoker here? Trying to run him down with the Yules. A 4-step forward would do the job. Oh no, but she got juked. Sune doesn't even realize, as Fuzzy doesn't have a cooldown available for the Tornado to initiate with. A nice power shot out. As Wimmer are going to go for it. As mid lane, it looks like Leshrac and Anti-Mage are trying to take a tier 2 tower. Most of the team will be TPing back to try and stop him. Can they do so in time? Now, Anti-Mage's Aegis will be running out in about a minute here. But he has definitely gotten a lot out of it. 11-9. INTZ actually in the lead in terms of kills, but Anti-Mage definitely with the farm advantage here for his team. Securing a 596 gold per minute, a 670 XP per minute. Very nicely done by him. He also has yet to die more than once this game. As Torones is going to go down almost effortlessly. VSW should pay for it, but very worth it for the Dire team to pick him off there, as it's space created for Anti-Mage on the top lane. It will get stunned down. Do they have a Laguna Blade, though? It is magic damage, so it won't do too much to Anti-Mage. However, little do they know, possibly, that he only has 2 points up in Spell Shield, 6 points up in the stats. Really disrespecting the amount of amount of magic damage coming up on INTZ right now. At least in my opinion. But it's working out. ACC with his, well, army of Chin creeps, his ACC, if you will. Well, Invoker actually going to grab some of these creeps, or at least drain their mana. Rocket will pick off one. These Chin creeps, I mean, they're so squishy at the moment. We'll get recalled, though. Losing a Wildkin in the process. And Anti-Mage going for the heart. So going to be mega tanky as soon as that gets flown out to him. Now that the Aegis is gone, needs a little bit of extra HP to stand up to these, especially if Luna can pick up the axe, which she's close to. But close is no cigar, ladies and gents. Alright, so Windrunner will be running about, going to try to stun up. Anti-Mage will get the shackle off. Is it enough damage, though? Can they do it in time? Still stun locked for now, and he will drop. They didn't get a Maledict off on him. He's got 70 HP, and he's going to live. Oh my goodness. It's a almost disastrous approach for INTZ, as they blew 3 ultimates on that, and with the knowledge that those are down, SX.R going to be able to walk in the bot lane and start pressuring the tower. Chin's going to come in with his small battalion here, as one more is going to bite the dust. And unfortunately, it's not a great scenario for Chin. Alamau getting Yules up. Can they stun him up in time? He doesn't get the ult up, but does get a Yules on Lina, but a huge pure damage nuke coming out from Chin will do the job to bring him down most of the way with Lina. Finishing him off with a Dragon Salve, etc. Whatever you call it. That thing. With the stuff. And Lina now with the axe, picked up off that kill. However, Anti-Mage still quite the monster. He's going to try to jump on Cobb. Will pick up a gem for his trouble, but doesn't have a slot for it. It looks like Torototones. Torototones. I don't even know how to say this guy's name. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. As Never Grow Up is going to be in a lot of trouble there. Or is he? He's actually Yule's up in the air, but can still blink away from this nice tornado from the Invoker to counter-initiate. Saving his life. They cannot bring down this Anti-Mage. And that is becoming an increasingly huge problem for them. If they can just kill him, they have a huge window. Well, I say that. He actually has buyback available. But if they kill him, I think they at least get a tier 2 tower. As well, now he has no buyback available, so it could be a Rax if they can kill him. But that's the problem. The Scepter is up on Windrunner in 400 gold. I wouldn't think to drop the Magic Wand right now, simply because those few stats that it does give you are going to be very critical for holding things up here. Fuzzy going after the Roshan here. Cutter Crawler, though, showing he's a great addition to this team. Really playing it out solidly. We're going to see Roche jumped on by Anti-Mage, and he'll be able to pick up the Aegis in that slot. Now, I'm assuming he'll drop the Vlads to pick up Basher. Then he doesn't have a slot for TP. As Clockwork and Invoker both picking up their Scepters, still waiting on it for Windrunner. She is just about 150 gold out. One creep wave and it's done, but is it enough? Because she won't have buyback next fight. That's 100% sure, because she's going to buy out right now. She has to, because that may be their only hope of bringing down the Anti-Mage. That extra 30% damage they'll get off with her Scepter is going to be pretty big. She does hit relatively hard, though, over about 200 a piece. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, she's basically going to do 1,000 damage per second before reduction, if I've done my math right. Now, make that 500 per second. They still need a 6-second period of her hitting Anti-Mage alone to bring him down, theoretically. Now, of course, with the Gunablade, with other damage sources as a factor, that may not be the case. If they can get an Orchid off on him and he's not able to Manta, that won't be the case either, because it'll amplify the damage enough to really make it work. But, well, it's not going to be easy to do. Zints are hanging on, but hanging on by a thread. They definitely have the high ground defense to hold this. Chin, the 4 stabs, the mobility picked up on Lena, who does have an Axe picked up already, which is going to be very critical in taking down this Anti-Mage. The pure damage is going to be big, but the problem also being Anti-Mage is getting towards 6-slotted. And he has an Aegis. You know, up top, Anti-Mage actually ratting out the tower. We'll have a Maledict on him, but it won't be doing any damage, as the 10 HP per second he's getting. Instructor's like, don't worry, guys, he's about to pop. I hate to break it to you, my Jamaican brother, but no, he's not. He's not about to pop. You is a dead man. Hey, man. If he's about to pop, then I'm a monkey's uncle. Anyways, mech actually being forced to be used here. Sunstrike just coming out to see if he can grab something. Not gonna be quite enough. Anti-Mage actually taking a good chunk of damage thanks to the Windrunner ultimate. But as you can see, that's ultimate. I'm not sure a Shackle was used there. I don't believe so. But it is on the 12-second cooldown, so could have been. Aegis reclaimed in a little bit here. Very soon, I believe. No. 2 minutes to go on that. Actually, Undying popping the ult on the bot lane. Alamau out of mana. And Laguna Bladed. They take down the left track. They're looking for Fuzzy as well. He will go swamp. Can they see him? They had a gem on Chin, and they will be able to bring it down. But meanwhile, Anti-Mage takes down the Windrunner up top and takes down a half a Rax. Can he get the full Rax before they get back? Looks like Cobb is going to get here with the cask. It'll bounce on him twice. Dudu trying to manage to drain some strength, but a nice Mana Void coming out. Dudu now feeling the burn of the Mana Burn. Indeed here, as Lena coming on in. Nice Soul Rip there to actually keep himself alive. Never grow up. In a lot of trouble. Does have that Manta ready to pop and actually taking a ton of pure damage from the Chin. They almost bring him down, but again, he still has that Aegis to work with. Will they get Lion? It looks so. As Sune is dominating. Now they are in danger of losing their melee racks right now. Oh, sick burn.
Are under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
'Tis mine.
And they're just trying to hang on here. If they can hang on, they can turn it around. I think it is doable, for sure. It's just not very likely, you know?
Haste.
Sune actually getting the Yule's combo off, but not going to connect thanks to the BKB of Invoker, which is a 7 seconds still. Nothing else going to follow up right now as actually Witch Doctor gets taken down up on the top lane by the Anti-Mage. Torototones. I can't say that word properly still. Is going to get chased down by some illusions. A bit of an Invoker combo coming out. Sitting on 1,700 gold. I will say Fuzzy is surprisingly underfarmed, but you do have to keep in mind, Anti-Mage sucks up a lot of the farm on the map. He's a farm vacuum, man. Okay, that was a horrible impression of a vacuum. I'll be honest. Sorry, next time I'll have an actual vacuum here at the ready as my co-caster. It's actually thoroughness. Can he get out? He actually has the Force Staff available. Isn't going to use it. Zoyo gets shackled up. Is it enough? The Laguna Blade and a couple right clicks going to come out and take him down. Hand of God being thrown here. And a move of desperation. Is VSW going to blink away? Does have 2 boots. You know, Lion's got 2 feet. Actually, most lions have 4 paws. This one's a bit different. Invoker, though, with the Blink Dagger up. Now, Ints do have 2k gold up on this Windrunner, and she is the catalyst for comeback here. She has to get that kill and then be able to turn the game around that way. Anti-Mage now with Boots of Travel, of course, and the Abyssal Blade already up. That's going to be a huge pickup. Being able to stun the target for a second, or 2 seconds, excuse me, through the BKB that they don't even have. And Anti-Mage actually picking himself up a BKB, dropping the Vlads for now. It looks like, does he? Yep, he sold it. Okay. And Shin gonna pick himself up a Vlads. So, I'm not sure if Shin got a discount because used Vlads from the enemy team. Probably not, but you never know. I do like Vlads on Shin, though. The other thing I really like on Shin is creeps. And we got one. All by his lonesome down here on bot lane. Might have been forgotten about. No, he's not forgotten about entirely. But as fast as Anti-Mage is clearing this jungle, Chin is becoming a liability at this point, as he's not really able to get many creeps. At this point, I think you're just grabbing enemy creeps from the lane if you can. It will give them 1,000 HP. So they're not terrible, but that's only a 400 HP bonus. It's a big bonus for the range creep, though. But keep in mind, range creep has mana. Anti-Mage can kill it a lot faster. Not that Anti-Mage has trouble killing creeps of any caliber at this point. Shin nowhere close to the Ags, though. Unfortunately. And, well, there's no granite golems on the map anyway. Roshan's Pit, littered with stuff. What's the respawn time going to be? 43 minutes into the game. We've only had 31 kills. Oh, respawn time going to be practically instant. Neither team realizing it just yet. Zoyo probably not thinking to check it either. He's actually got himself a Void Stone. Could be a Lotus Orb incoming, but Lion going to get picked off up top for a second. I thought that was Anti-Mage. But no, Anti-Mage has taken root into the bottom lane as he is now 6 slotted, ladies and gentlemen. Next thing up is probably Meme Shard, the dankest shard in all of the land. And I mean, at that point, Boots of Travel 2. Maybe sell the Battle Fury for something like Crit or Butterfly. Probably not, though, as hard as you're trying to push into this. Don't think you build a Divine Rapier. They are getting very lucky with the Roche respawn because it's only a 3-minute downtime on the Aegis this time. I'm assuming he drops the Battle Fury here. He doesn't drop the Manta. You have to have the Manta or the BKB, one or the other at least, to purge off the, what do you call it? Oh, just kidding. It is going to go over to Leshrac, who has a BKB, Boots of Travel, and an Axe. This is support Leshrac that is overtaking your Clockwork at this point. Clock's like, why don't I get any Aegis? Well, Clock, maybe if you did something once in a while. No. No, Alamau is just having a good game. Having a good time, but meanwhile, as they take the Aegis, Torones will come up. Now, it's going to wind run out of there. Did get a Focus Fire off on the tower and actually make them blow the Glyph. Oh, but Clockwork, he's seen Sune here. Torones knows that they're going to have to both TP back very quickly. Tornado coming in from the Invoker just to give some vision, and it actually manages to catch some chain creeps there on the back end. And Torones is getting jumped on. Does he have a buyback? I don't know that it matters right now, as actually there's a Shackle Shot. It's off on the wrong Anti-Mage, but a Focus Fire is off on the right one. Fuzzy getting the Disarm off here. He's level 19 right now, so his spells are very potent. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, though, Leshrac trying to split push. May not get away with it here. The Aegis will be popped by that Laguna Blade. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Anti-Mage blinking about, trying to get some damage in here, but it's a very split fight between these two racks at the moment, as their only big advantage comes from the range racks they've taken up top. There will be a Tornado EMP combo. Sorry about the awful camera there. T-Tors, please. I know it's what you're all thinking. Don't lie to me, Twitch chat. I've always trusted you. The Anti-Mage still with only 1 death to his name at this point in the game. He will bring an end to magic. But what about your Blink, Anti-Mage? No, it's not magic. It's, Purity of Will or something. Nice combo there. Zoyo comes in with the hookshot, does get shackled up here. Glyph gonna come out. They have to throw it. They're gonna focus down the Clockwork, but he does have that Blade Mail to work with. And meanwhile, an Ice Wall coming out for Invoker here. Windrunner has been able to pick up a Chrysalis, but the Anti-Mage Illusions take down the range racks on the bot lane. He's actually moved toward top lane now, as actually Witch Doctor does manage to bring down Clockwork. They'll take down Alamau, even through the BKB. Fuzzy, right here, he is indeed here. He's just standing there. And they don't have any detection. Okay, well, Chin's coming in with the gem. I would put some sentries up just in case. I mean, they got one up on top lane, right? They're buying the back. Okay. Now, this is when you know things have gotten bad. Guys. 2 gems. Oh, but Anti-Mage caught with the Shackle Shot. He could actually go down here, and he will. He does have a buyback, but that's a 100-second window for people to make something happen. Lina has already bought back into the game here, and that is a big, big kill for your Windrunner. She's going to go ahead and send the courier out to the Secret Shop. That's a Daedalus done, and this makes Anti-Mage a whole lot easier to kill for old Wendy here. Now, she will be giving up her buyback here. She only has 1,700 surplus, and the Demon Edge will cost 2,400. But I think it is indeed worth it. VSW, if they can find him. Oh my gosh, Lena, if you just blink to the side, if she spotted him right there, she will. She can throw the Yules, possibly get the Laguna Blade off, and take him down. Zoyo coming in, does get a good hook shot off, burns some of the Chin Creep's health and mana. They need to get back to the base, though. Do they have the TPs? They're trying to chase down Zoyo. There are 2 TPs up right now, but Chin, Witch Doctor, and Lena have none, as Invoker is trying to push out the bot lane. Zoyo going to get Yules up into the air, will get brought back down. right into that light strike array. Bottom barracks going under attack. Now, Invoker has made a retreat in the spot lane. But is he going to get spotted out here? Oh, can it get him? No, not quite. Meanwhile, up top, Leshrat playing a little goat rap Dota of his own. As he's going for either Octarine or Bloodstone. I'd actually really like to see Octarine come out on him. Simply because I think it's a better item at the moment. Especially if you're just trying to get off as much damage as you can in a team fight. However, Bloodstone could be similarly big. However, they're not getting many kills. So Bloodstone charges may be a bit hard to come by if he goes for that. They're the real killers in this game. In fact, beginning to make a sharp comeback here. In fact, look at the XP swing. As SX.R are just soaking in XP as these creeps just push into their lanes. Their gold not doing quite as hot, to be honest. But they can still make a comeback here. It was over 20k gold lead at one point. We could see it come back, though. That we indeed could. Meanwhile, Hookshot just used to get Zorio around the map. Does have a Yules here to help himself defensively. How many 4-staff Yules do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4 staffs. Actually, hold that thought. Mid-racks are under attack briefly here. Shane gonna call the creeps back. They're a little beat up. The Big Bird and not as Big Bird. I mean, they're actually the same size, guys.
Invisibility.
But now the courier moving around here. There will be a Mystic Staff up for Lina. Zorio is looking for that courier, and he may just find it if he's not careful. Now, Lina is very much in need of this. She's actually trying to get her sheep stick done here. Oh, this courier has got to make a run for it. They can see it. They can't quite reach it. And it will be returned to Lina very shortly. Did she spend her buyback for that? Yep, she did. Let's keep an eye on those buybacks right now. I mean, you guys have seen net worth. Anti-Mage, Windrunner, support Leshrat, sneaking his way in there. Lina. Who? Why is she not Arcaned in this picture? I mean, just saying. Just saying, you know. Chin creeps are just setting up camp on the top lane here. 52 minutes in. Still no GG call. And I don't really think we're close to one, ladies and gents, but we could be at any second here. Lion now with his own solar crest picked up. I'm really confused as to why this isn't Axe, to be honest. I think the Axe is really good online. AoE damage. 20-second cooldown. What's not to love? Meanwhile, Anti-Mage has devoured his Moon Shard. And does have 51,000 gold to work with. 5,100 gold, excuse me, not 51,000. Holy crap, that would be insane. So we move to the 53-minute mark. Now the question is, do we see something like Rapier come out for the Lina? Or the, excuse me, not the Lina. Please God, no. The Windrunner. Anti-Mage will pick himself up in AC. And he's laid down the Battle Fury for that. So he's got a little more attack speed to clear creeps with. A little more siege capability with that armor reduction on structures. And the attack speed and armor for creeps. Sheep stick up on Undying and a sheep stick up on Lena, keep in mind. In other news, Revo has to use the bathroom, and this game is drawing out to a long one. Of course, the longer we go, the more likely that we don't intersect with Canada Cup finals. Refresher and Octarine Core next for Undying Kappa. We could see it. That we could. Anti-Mage running around the map with a haste rune. Having a great time. And it looks like I might have Plague with me for game number 2 here. Maybe. You can't get double Moon Shard, Jizzin, no mercy. Sorry, buddy. Leshrac, though, is taken to farming some Ancients, I guess. I mean, I guess he could get Bloodstone now. Gonna just sit the community bottle in the Roche pit. Anti-Mage, can you come kill Roche for us again? Now, hopefully Ints realize this. Last time Roche went down, they actually got a scratch off on the top side. What the what? I'm sorry, what? This could be big, but it could not. Shadowblade up from the Windrunner. But VSW he's smarter than the average bearer here. He's blinking away. And I'm going to go ahead and say I don't like this pickup. Never mind, I won't have Plague with me. He needs a break until tomorrow. Alright, Plague. Whatever. A gym coming up from the Anti-Mage. I mean, when you have nothing else to spend your gold on. As Torones actually finds the Lion up on top lane, is dominating. And now they know there's a Shadowblade coming up. I'm assuming this is why Anti-Mage brought the gym. He can probably drop it. Lion can pick it up in place of his magic wand there. With Structure, still no Ags, surprisingly, but he still gets a lot done, and really it only matters to hit the Anti-Mage. This fight seems to be shaping up bot lane, but the counter push is real from INTZ right now. They do still have Tornado Creep, I thought. Alright, they actually have a Forge Spirit that they've gotten to be a double agent here, and there is a Silver Edge on the Windrunner. Now, okay, I can see where this makes sense. You get a lot more damage off on the Anti-Mage. He doesn't do much damage, period. But it disables passives, not items, right? Oh, it looks like there was lag. Okay. now, looks like we are ready to go towards Reinessa. Popping the Abyssal, but Windrunner able to evade quite a bit of it. Doo-Doo in a little bit of trouble, but actually getting a lot of damage out. Now, where is that tombstone? Has he dropped it? He has, and it's still in alive for a second, but it's not quite enough. Now, actually, Anti-Mage is going to fall. Does have a buyback available, and the Boots of Travel in, which he'll use to get into the bot lane. The melee racks does go down, and now they need to move their assault elsewhere. Lash will go down. That's just the Aegis pop. Windrunner still standing tall here, and hasn't really used that Silver Edge just yet. Now, Anti-Mage coming in on Doo-Doo. Gonna do a lot of damage, but not quite enough as Undying goes down. Shin and him gonna buy back into the game. Zoyo stunning up Torone is there. Will keep him down. Now Anti-Mage doing work on the racks. They're trying to take down Alamau. Can they do enough? I'm not too sure. They do take him down. But meanwhile, Anti-Mage is gonna get a Rax. And there's only one Rax remaining. Can they hold it long enough? If they can kill Anti-Mage right now, it would be really big. They're going to kill everyone else. And Anti-Mage forced to go back. Now, what's the next pickup for Windrunner? Please be Boots of Travel, first of all. And also, 2 gems on the ground. Smiley face. Obligatory. Whenever there's 2 gems on the ground, we will draw a smiley face in between them. And you can take that to the bank. Observer ward in the enemy base. Now, if they pick up one of these gems, they'll probably see it. And hopefully they will. Divine Rapier. Bought by the Lina. That's right, boys. It's time for the push. That's the push fanfare right there. Lina now hits for a whopping 530 damage. That's right. Just look at her, boys. Isn't she beautiful? Maybe a little too hot to handle, but... Meanwhile, Shin just saying, hey, want to join the Radiant? Huh? How's the Radiant sound, buddy? Yeah, now you march on down that lane, creep. You do your due diligence. I know you don't look like the other creeps, but you're one of us now. Send help. It's 60 minutes in. Revo is losing it. How many rapiers could we see? Anti-Mage's gonna start buying out smokes. Invoker gonna buy out a Deso. And that is one thing you can definitely do for your team late game. If you got some extra gold, just buy some smokes and drop them. They do have a cooldown, but of course, if they're bought out, that cooldown will start refreshing. So, might as well stock up. They can still be used. And let's be honest, what else is Anti-Mage going to buy? A third courier? A backup rapier? Funnily enough, though, he does not hit harder than the Lina. With the rapier. I mean, he only hits for about 260, 270. These aren't exactly high armor heroes on your Radiant team, but they still do have decent damage resistance. Meanwhile, let's check in on Shin's rogue creep. Did he live? I think he died. He was so young.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Well, the mid-racks take a scratch through the backdoor protection. Shin split pushing with the Forge Spirit best he can. And actually, there was a Hex from something. I think that might have been on a creep. VSW, in a little bit of trouble. Laguna Blade, that's another gem. Going the way of your Radiant team. They're just going to leave it in the jungle. You know? Whatever. Invoker getting himself a bounty rune that's probably worth about 9 million gold at this point. And yes, Rapira! Rapira boys, Rapira girls, Rapira everything! Once again, guys, would like to give you a quick shout out for coming out to Truesight TV. The only stream that is blocked by Techie's sign. That's right. And actually, the couriers are going to meet up over here. There is a Talisman of Evasion coming up for the Chin, as he is going to have a Heaven's Halberd. That's going to be a very big pickup, actually, against the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage's BKB is down to 7 seconds, and Windrunner finally getting some travels. Thank goodness, too. And a BKB up on her. I think that's been up for a while, but it is still 10 seconds at least. So it does have that to work with. And I mean, I will admit, super late game, I mean, SX.R I'm kind of favoring simply because they don't have a Chin on their team. And in the super late game, Chin without Ags, pretty mediocre, to be honest. Chin with Ags, yeah, fine, but I mean, a Leshrac and a Lion are going to do a whole lot more. Even if Lion is getting silenced up here, Thorone is going to lose track of him for a second here. Remember, the racks have not yet been hit by your Radiant team. In fact, there's still 2 tier 2 towers standing, but if they can bring down a hero and they have this rapier up, anything can happen, boys. Chin. Okay, he's got another dire creep under his thing here. Please tell me you're all going to take a 5-minute bathroom break, because I need one. That's right, you heard me. And ladies and gentlemen, this is only game number 1 of the 2-game series. Swall! Yeah, I guess it is easy for Swall, Gozu. Anyways, looks like we are ready to go once again.
Incoming! And it's off!
Anyways, do have a ward placed out here. Shackle Shot doing some damage. The Necro books have come out. Necro 3 up on Invoker. Do we have any more? Any more fine literature as this game is getting long and the heroes are like, okay, that's it. I'm picking up a book. We are just that bored. You know what would be awesome, though? A Necro Comic-Con. Because first of all, you have Comic-Con there, and you can buy it just from the shop in Dota. Second of all, it's a comic book. Like, Necro Comic-Con, and it summons Superman and Batman instead of a ranged and a melee Necronomicon warrior. Would that be awesome? Guys, give me a break. It's 66 minutes into the game. Leshrac has now eclipsed the entire Radiant team in terms of net worth. We do have net worth flatlining for a while, but experience is actually in favor of INTZ. as 4 heroes on the map are level 25. Now keep in mind, experience is only in their favor by about 2k, which is not that much. Clockwork and Witch Doctor trailing behind quite a bit, as they're going to go for what is probably the 7th or 8th Roche of the game. Good God. Clockwork will grab up that Aegis right now. Who got cheese? Invoker, once again. Just to refill that mana pool, you know, when it gets low. They're smoked up, but I have a feeling the Radiant know what's going on here. Sort that by team. Actually, Anti-Mage gets the jump in on to do. Before he can get the tombstone down, it looks like he will drop it right now. BKBs galore being popped out, but it looks like actually the Radiant are currently winning the fight a bit. The Witch Doctor doing his dance, doesn't have as much. Anti-Mage and Leshrac fall. They're both going to buy back. Lina, she does hold that rapier, and they have to keep her alive, but look how quickly Clockwork starts to drop. As his Aegis did get popped, that's actually 3 deaths for your Dire team, and they did take down another ranged Rax. There is 1 Rax remaining for your Radiant team. Can they hold it? I don't know. Can we please sit down the Orchid and pick up a rapier on Windrunner? That would be quite nice, I think. Just in my opinion. I mean, you do what you want. But as many BKBs as are picked up now, and as many as are 5 seconds. Let's see here. We actually still have a 10-second on Clockwork, which I believe he just picked up. A 10-second on the Lesh, and a 10-second on the Anti-Mage. Wait a second now. This isn't right. This is not right. Yeah, we have a 9-second on the Clockwork. A 6-second on the Lesh. A 6-second on the Anti-Mage, a 5 on the Invoker. We got a 8-second on the Windrunner. Can we please get a tooltip on, like, something on this that just says how many seconds the BKB is? That would be so nice. Anti-Mage still hasn't picked up Boots of Travel level 2. Report Anti-Mage, won't buy a good item. No, he did buy back. Wait, he bought back? I shouldn't. I realized this. I knew it. I should have known. And there's your rapier for Windrunner. She dropped the Force Staff, actually. Which could be a problem, but I don't think it'll be that bad, as now she does probably 3k damage a second with the ult up, if I'm doing my math correctly. Now, there is, of course, a physical damage reduction from Anti-Mage. Still, 1500 damage a second. Quite a lot of damage. In fact, it would only take her 2 seconds to kill Anti-Mage if that is indeed how much damage she does. I can't wait to see this. I can't. Because, excuse me, she really is to the point where she can just pop an ult and that tower is dead. What's her attack speed at without the ult on? 0.71 seconds per attack isn't too bad. That's still a good 800 DPS. At least. Okay, maybe not quite that. 500 DPS, but yeah. And Anti-Mage finally got the second Boots of Travel. Oh my goodness. Now, how many rapiers are they going to get? Did they just get Windrunner with Boots of Travel, Ags, and 4 rapiers? I mean, hey, there you go. And walk up in 3 or 4 shot towers. Keep in mind, Dire definitely still have their glyph. I mean, A hexed Necronomicon warrior? What are we at that stage now? I mean, that hex is on quite a long cooldown from Dudu. Oh my god, what a game. What a game. Approaching the 75-minute mark now. Actually, Invoker is in the base. Little did they realize. No blink out. Refresher picked up on Lena. Double lasagna. Blade. Well, actually, that is 1900 damage pretty much instantly for a whole heap of mana, but she definitely has enough to pull it off, mana-wise. Not to mention, with the refresh, you instantly get 2 stacks of Fiery Soul. I mean, what's not to love about that? Surprised we see no Maelstroms come up, just to counter push. This Ranger X is full health. They will throw a Tornado to scout. I mean, what are we doing at this point? Anti-Mage is sitting on 6,800 gold, just like, okay. We can wait. But INTZ, they will not give in. Oh no. They are down 20k net worth and only a little XP now. As, well, more and more heroes are hitting that level 25. In fact, there's only 4 heroes on the map who haven't. Antimage's gold per minute is still at 727. Meaning he has earned 54,000 gold through this entire match. In other news, I don't know what he said there. If somebody could let me know. I think he's saying, is this game Dota or tower defense? But there's not many towers remaining. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Just kind of smacked the keyboard. Lion has now picked up his axe. Okay, so here's the plan. I have to use the bathroom. I really have to. I'm gonna run. Hopefully, directed assisted camera will do the job for me. I'll be right back. Alright, did I miss anything? Did I miss it? Are we good? Are we good? The racks is still up. Okay. Oh, and I just unplugged my headphones. Wow. Okay. Lushrak's going to buy back into the game as the team fight is actually going on. I got back just in time. It looks like Torones does have that rapier up. We'll get knocked back by the cogs. Actually, Hank's up right now, stunned as well. Forsapped back into the fight. We'll get Glimmer caked up. Is he gonna live? He's got 500 HP. He'll get sent back to the fountain. Despite Judu will go down. That's no buyback on your zombie. He may be undying, but alas, he has died indeed. You don't have it on, Fuzzy? I don't know. But there's the actually rapier damage coming out from Torones, who could just fall. He will invis out, though. Is he going to survive? And actually, Chin sending back to base just in time to dodge the Sunstrike. Chin turning out to be more an asset than a liability at this point in the game. They do have siege creeps to deal with, though. Oh, dear. The Rack's at 400 HP. Is it enough? They're going to try to stop him. They will. Just barely, though. As 300 HP remains. Alright, just letting you guys know I made it back before anything happens. Let Metrocast Mitch is not even here right now, I don't think. I don't even know, because I've been at the computer for, what, 78 minutes now? The SW sitting on 6-slotted Lion. Eventually he upgrades this into Silver Edge Lion, and then gets Daedalus instead of the Blink. The Dream. Invoker's got a Quelling Blade, and I'm assuming this is just to kill off creeps, which I think would work against Chin's creeps. Not sure how that works. Does that mean Quelling Blade is to counter the Lone Druid? Oh no! Where was that? What just happened, boys? I don't have any way of getting to it. I think... Yep, that's where Skip went down. Nothing on him. There's the courier, or the Aegis up on Clockwork. Gosh. Sorry about that. Alright. And to think we get a game 2 after this, where Revo really loses his mind. Oh, but Anti-Mage getting hexed up. Can they jump on him? They got a down, but the Rax, it's under attack. They don't have a glyph. The Rax goes down. That's mega creeps for Simic Windrunner trying to find something. Now the true test of late game begins. Sune did get TP'd back to the base. That's Chin's only job. Keep them alive as long as possible. Fuzzy will get Lagoona'd. And taken down. But now... Oh, they're not up just yet. These are still supers. But here we go, boys. The mega creeps. 1,200 health. 100 attack. 10-15 on your mega ranged creeps. That's double the current health of these creeps. It's pretty insane. As catapults are actually coming in right before them. They need to take care of these first. Now, catapults won't spawn for another little while, but these creeps hit hard now. This is the point where I think Windrunner and Lena need to buy backup rapiers, which may very well have been what Windrunner was doing with the courier, which may he rip in Pepperinos. Poor Skip, he's just like, ugh, sitting there on the ground dead. Actually, nice kind of Pied Piper technique from the Chin, converting a mega creep and sending it away, leading the other ones with it. They still have 19 seconds on the Invoker. If they can blow a buyback here, that's worth it, but... Oh my goodness, in before, longest game of Dota 2 ever. And who said the patch had short games? Please. 34-19 is your score in this 82-minute game. Tornado gonna come out. They'll dodge it. And meanwhile, back home, Chin is like, guys? Team? Did they do any damage to the racks? It does not appear to be the case, as there are quite a few creeps knocking on the door. Now, the courier is bringing out Sune's refresher because he picked up something else in the meantime. What is it? He actually hacks it up by the Blink Dagger, has made a reappearance. The Invoker finally got to the level 25. Torones, he's in some trouble though. They took down the line. Can they get the Windrunner to do enough damage? It looks like Clockwork, or Anti-Mage, gonna go down. We'll have to blow a buyback. Meanwhile, back at home though, one tower already gone down. VSW is gonna TP. They have to get home. Do they have the means to? It looks like they do. Buyback for the Chin. There's the TP coming in on Alamau. Do they have a glyph? Did they use it? They just used it. Okay. And meanwhile, I'm lagging hard as Alamau is going to try to take down 6th. Will not quite get him. One more right click will do the job to do. Coming in here. But now Torones will get into the fight. Can they hold out long enough? It's almost enough, but it's not quite here. And GG well played will be called. It's going to game 2, folks. It was almost enough, but not quite. Simic Red take game number 1 in the 1 hour 23-minute epic. And we will be back with game number 2. I'm SP Revolution 5, guys, for Truesight TV. If you're enjoying the broadcast, don't forget to follow the channel. Follow me at SP Revolution 5 on Twitch and Twitter, on SP Revolution 5 Dota on Facebook, and Truesight TV on all social media outlets. Of course, we also have a donate link below if you'd like to help support us financially. We'll be back with game number 2 in just a little bit.